Okay, here we are with Lexie. Today I'm going to start right away with talking about the types of reinforcements that you're going to use. Really your tools in changing her behaviors. The two main tools start with P. You've got punishment and then you've got positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement's when you give the dog anything that she wants once she's shown the right behavior. So it's like paying somebody for doing a good job. That's positive reinforcement. That's the most powerful tool that you have. The other one is punishment. Punishment is anything the dog doesn't like that we use when they're doing the wrong thing. So a good example of positive punishment would be the use of an e-collar, tugging on a choke chain, pinching an ear, grabbing the dog by the scruff of the neck, anything the dog doesn't like. You're going to use your punishments when the dog does something wrong or goes off track, so to speak. You're going to use positive reinforcement when the dog does what you want them to do. What? All right, no. Basic obedience. We're going to go through the commands, what they mean to the dog, how to punish the dog if they don't do it right, and how to give the dog positive reinforcement once they've done right. So we're going to show you first with the leash, and then we're going to show you with the e-collar. Really, they're the same thing. The timing's the same, the hand motion's the same, the verbal's the same, the whistle's the same. One is done while this thing's tied to her, and the other one's done off lead. So starting with sit, the whistle, 1 toot, the verbal, sit, the hand signal. If the dog's away from us like this, if they're next to us like this. Positive reinforcement. When she does it right, we can give her a treat from up high. We can give her a lot of physical praise like this. If she's really wound up, we can use dominant acknowledgement, where we just touch her lightly so we don't get her any more excited and hyperactive than she already is. So we use this when she's really, really ramped up. Good. We can also use an activity. We can release her to run, or we can throw a retriever dummy or give her some sort of activity like that. So, sit. When we want the dog to stay in position, we can use the whistle, or we don't have to. It's up to you when you use it. If you can, I would try to practice using the whistle as much as possible. Sit. When we want to leave her on the sit command, we step out with our outside foot. We put her outside hand in front of her like this. Sit. Okay. If she was to break the sit command at that point, and she moved, upward snap with the leash as the punishment, and we always repeat for success after using pressure. So if we ever have to use a correction, any sort of punishment, we will repeat the same thing as what we call a freebie. Sit. Good. When the dog does it right, we give them positive reinforcement. Good dog. Only when the dog does it right. Don't use positive reinforcement in attempts to coerce your dog into doing it right. You do it when your dog has already committed to doing it right. Okay, so sit. Good. Be able to walk all the way around her with the leash. Again, if she moves, it would look like this. Sit. Like that. Hand up. One whistle. Verbal sit. Now we're going to walk her at heel. Now the critical thing with walking your dog at heel is that they stay within a certain parameter and they keep their eyes focused on you. So while you're walking your dog at heel, you should be looking down in front of you about this angle. That way you can actually see it. Out of the peripheral vision, you can see your dog the whole time. If you're walking like normal people do, guess what? You can't see anything down here. You're going to lose focus on where your dog is, and you're not going to make a timely reinforcement. So when you're walking at the heel, you take off with your left foot. You say the word heel, and if you want to use the whistle, you're going to use multiple toots like this. Good. She should stay with you at all times. If she doesn't, you can do 1 or 2 types of turns. The most common one you'll use is called an outside turn. So if she becomes distracted, you're going to jerk the lead in the direction that you're about to turn into it, let her follow you, let her catch up, take all the pressure off the lead, and then praise her while you continue walking. Okay, so I'm going to throw my hat to make her break the heel command so you can see what it looks like. Heel. Okay, we'll do an outside turn. Good. Woo! Good. As you can see, as I turned away, she wasn't looking at me. I jerked the lead. She followed along with me. I praised her as she caught up, continued walking, took the pressure off the lead entirely, and so that's the correction phase. Now, like with every other training scenario, after using a correction, we get a success. So I'm going to come right back in the same place, heel. Good. Give her a chance to do it right. She does it right. Good dog. I can give her a little positive reinforcement. So that's an outside turn. Again, as you're walking, it looks like this. Snap, turn. Good. All right. Good. Now we'll do the inside turn, a little bit more difficult to facilitate. The inside turn is going to be used if your dog is walking with you, but and staying with you primarily, but just not quite focused and not back far enough. So usually if the dog's walking with us and they're slightly forward, but they're still under control, we use the inside turn to refine that, bring the dog's position back a little further. So it looks like this. Walk forward, stop, jerk backward, rotate, wait till she comes all the way through, move forward. Good. Good. Now I'll do a freebie. Ready? Good girl. All right. Good. So when you do the inside turn, if you stop and turn and she doesn't pop back like this, good. Okay, so when I stop and turn into her, that's the reaction we should get right there. Okay, that's an inside turn. Watch how I use both. Watch how I use both reinforcements to get a dog that will really walk properly with me and keep their focus on me. Heel. Outside, inside. Good. Now watch the freebie. Ready? Outside, inside. Good. Good. Plenty of time to walk straight and get success. All right, all right. Good girl. Good. So you notice when I do those, it's a very quick jerk on the chain and then I follow my action. Okay? I'll do one more outside so you can see it. Ready? Let's just say that she was fading off to my left. She was distracted over here. Snap, turn. Pressure comes off. Walk straight. Let her catch up. Here's the freebie. Ready? Fake it out. Good. Don't tug. She follows. Good dog. Good. Sit. Now we're going to do the recall. The recall. Say the word sit. Sit. Two different ways to do recall. One where you leave her on the sit command like I did here, and then call her. The other one where she's out running around and you call her from a release situation. This one, we're going to have her on a remote sit. Right hand holds the lead. Left hand comes up like this. Notice she's getting the sit command. Good. Heel. Sit. So if she comes to me without any prompting, when I call her, no pressure. If she didn't come, it would be a pull like that. Sit. If I call her, she didn't respond, I'd say heel, snap. Sit. You notice how this left hand directs her. If she's too far forward, I pull my hand back. If she's too far behind, I pull my hand forward. Okay, watch what happens now that she's trained. Back, forward, back, back. Notice I get my hand in front of her face, and the word I'd use is heel. So if I have to adjust her position, if I just pretend that I have a fake lead on her, and just put my hand in front, watch, heel, heel, good. In fact, if you just put a little piece of rope on your dog's collar, if she has a little failure on exactly where she ends up on her when she comes on a recall, you can just grab this, momentarily fix the problem. That's what I suggest. Just put a tab lead on her so you can just grab it and make your correction. She's behind you, reach down, heel. Good. Sit. Okay? So that's how you do your recall. Again, the command is whistle commands multiple toots. Hand signal is dropping, literally dropping your hand from here
side, and if you look from the side, it's a little behind me, so watch. So I drop it down like this, and when the dog gets about 3 feet away, I'll give that final little pull back to direct her. Watch what happens. Sit. Now if she ended up behind me, I could just do this. Now remember, when you're watching this, anytime that I tug the lead, when we go to doing the off lead, you're just going to simulate that motion and nick the collar right when you pull the lead. So it doesn't matter whatever leash punishment you're using, you can mirror image that with the e-collar. Using this with the same timing and the same hand gestures, the same signals, and make your correction. And remember, it's as simple as this. When you have a failure, you repeat the command directly followed by the either choke chain or e-collar pressure. The dog will do the command properly at that point. Then you'll always do the exact same procedure again without the pressure. We call this a freebie. Get a success, give the dog positive reinforcement, and move on. Now, if you try your freebie and you don't get success, then you're going to try to simplify the scenario a little bit and keep repeating until you get your success. Now we're going to do a recall with a remote sit.